Well, this is a bittersweet day for me. This marks my final show at Global Lethbridge. I've spent more than 10 years here at the station and have been absolutely overwhelmed by the support I've always felt in this city. I began in the sports department. I was working with the great Marty Basita, who remains one of my very closest friends. And in this capacity, I met literally hundreds of amazing people in this wonderful city. Coaches, athletes, managers, PR people, administrators, and so many more, who made every single day I was here something special. I want to thank you all. Now, to everyone I ever worked with here at the station, thank you to you as well. Now, the nature of this business means that few people get to stay in one place for too long, and yet some of my very best friends are those I was fortunate enough to work with right here, and I thank all of you. And finally, to you at home, the viewers, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. Without you, what we do here doesn't mean anything. Thank you for tuning in, inviting me into your home, and thank you for supporting local television. I truly believe it's a vital resource, and I was so proud to tell stories from across all of southern Alberta. I'm not leaving Lethbridge. I'm simply moving to a new opportunity that will allow me to spend more time with my family, my 2 kids, and my wonderful wife, Christy. And I look forward to continuing to see all of you, whether it's in the grocery store or at a Hurricanes game. And I want to leave you with a story that meant so much to me personally. It's a story of will, perseverance, and triumph from my friend Paul Pisco. I did this story 2 years ago, and I'm as proud of it as I am of anything I've ever had the chance to do. And I hope his message resonates with everyone. For 16 years, Paul Pisco fought through pain every single day.
It was a huge toll. Yeah, like constantly recovering, just exhausted all the time, physically, mentally. It was, in a way, it was just depressing.
His right leg crushed by a truck when he was 23, Pisco kept his attitude up as best he could, still training and teaching martial arts, hoping for a day when his leg would heal. But it wasn't happening.
When you start breaking your femur from like putting pants on in the morning, I mean, that's where I was like, okay, enough is enough. This it's not right. Like, this should not be happening.
I saw how many surgeries he had to go through, and I was like, poor guy, like, when does this ever stop?
In July 2012, Pisco took that answer into his own hands. How many surgeries did you have?
I had 26, and the 27th was the amputation. It wasn't really a major decision for me because I've been dealing with it for so long, and I see what people can do without it.
A week after his surgery, he came back and he was in the gym, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a week.
I haven't looked back. It's been the best decision I've ever made.
Pisco adapted to life with a prosthetic leg. Everything he did needed to be relearned, but he kept his spirits up, and just 11 months later, entered a triathlon.
At first, people were like, hey, you're crazy, you know, you're stupid, you're gonna hurt yourself, and that's what motivated me more.
Swimming and riding a bike for the first time in 17 years, Pisco struggled without the proper equipment. But he crossed the finish line, proving something to his doubters and himself.
It was such an amazing feeling to be able to do that when up until 3 months prior to that, I hadn't done any of that. It just felt on top of the world.
With the triathlon conquered, Pisco ventured back to somewhere else he hadn't been in nearly 2 decades, on the ice.
Paul's first time skating in a million years.
Oh, it was awesome. It was, I felt like a little kid on Christmas Day, just grinning ear to ear.
10 months after first skating, Pisco is back on the ice. This time trying out a specially designed skating leg for the very first time.
Keep trying. You gotta get that feel.
The equipment is necessary to get his game in order, as the standing amputee national team has invited him to try out.
Having this opportunity to be able to lace up the skates for Canada would be just overwhelming.
Tryouts are in March, and whether he makes the team or not, it won't be the end of Pisco's story, as by losing a leg, he regained his life.
I feel reborn. I can do anything now, and why not?
Paul Kingsmith, Global Sports. So for one final time, thank you. We'll leave you with a look at your Lethbridge. Enjoy News Final from Calgary next. Have a great night.